But where is Kamala? Where is she at right now for the millions of people who did vote for her?
Take a look around. Do you see her anywhere? News flash. You're not gonna.
I have news for y'all. The day of you benefiting off of black women's labor is over. The 92%, they are resting, as they should. They have done the work of civil rights and equal rights for the entirety of this country's history. And you have stood back in your privilege and benefited when you could have used your privilege to push ahead civil rights and equal rights. But instead, you let them be beat, you let them be killed, and you just siphoned out the benefits from their labor. That day is over. So let me say to all the Nancy Grahams and every Patty Mayonnaise who's crashing out over Kamala Harris having her due rest, her due joy, her due good food eaten because she lost so much weight because she was giving everything during that election, getting her due love from Doug, being with her family, having her due rest, as is the rest of the 92%. Let me say this to you all, Patty Mayonnaise. Let me say this to you, Nancy Graham. Let me say this. If you want a new bonnet in this season, you're gonna have to go pick the cotton yourself in the field. Let me just snatch that whip out of your metaphoric hand. Black people are not your property. Black women do not owe you their labor. It is your turn, far past your turn, to get out there and do the work yourself. And not just for you, also for them. It's our turn to create a safe place. It's our turn to put our bodies in the line. It's our turn to go to the streets. It's our turn to mobilize. It's our turn to organize. It's our turn. And don't let me catch you posting that crap, calling out Kamala. You keep her name out of your mouth. Sick of y'all. Sick of it. Sick of it.
Hello guys, and welcome to the J Report. In today's video, we're going to talk about a trending hashtag on TikTok, which is "Where is Kamala?" and how many of her supporters are asking people to stop and let her rest. Well, Kamala is a trailblazer, a powerhouse, and a woman who shattered barriers in a way few ever have. She stepped into this role with the weight of history on her shoulders, championing policies that would have genuinely made life better for millions of Americans. Yet, here we are, post-election, and people are asking, where is she? Why has she disappeared? And quite frankly, she deserves to rest. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting so that YouTube may recommend it to a wider audience. And now, without further ado guys, let's go straight into this video. But first, let me play you a few quick videos on people's reaction on this matter, and I'll come back with my commentary.
And can y'all stop making videos talking about some where's Kamala? She's at home with her kids and her husband with her feet kicked up drinking ice cold lemonade while her husband grills her a salmon fillet. What's crazy about this whole thing is I know why y'all are saying this. Y'all trying to compare it to how we say, oh, where's Jill Stein now? Where's Maya? It's not the same. And this is not the gotcha that you thought it was. Jill and Maya were actively telling you not to vote for Kamala Harris because a vote for Kamala is a vote against Palestine. Remember that? That's what they were telling y'all. So my question to you is, why do you want to know where Kamala Harris is if y'all were the people who did not vote for her? You did not want her in office. You did not want her policies or anything that she had going on. So why are you concerned about where she is right now? And I mean, this is a genuine question. What exactly do you want Kamala Harris to do? She's no longer in office. She's no longer the vice president. She's not the president. She is no part of the administration at all. So what y'all want to do, like do a pop-up and be like, hey y'all, I'm doing good, just checking in on how y'all doing. Like, what exactly do you expect her to be doing at this point? It doesn't really make any sense to ask where she is.
A lot of people keep on saying, where's Kamala? Where's Kamala? Ever since the election, ever since she lost, she's somewhere staying on big business like she was before. When Trump lost, did he get mad? No, he ran again. Simple.
I hear people asking, where's Kamala? She's resting, as she should. She's resting.
So to all my where's Kamala people, come to the front. You need to talk. Because you motherfuckers got some nerve to fix your mouth to talk about where's Kamala. Where's Kamala? Where's she at? Why she's not up in the front preaching? Why she's not doing anything? Where's she at? What do you mean where she at? This lady has been the vice president of the United States. She did her job at the best of her ability. Did what she had to do. Receive a phone call from Biden. The president of the United States said, you know what? I'm dropping out. You ready? She understood the assignment. She picked the mantle up. And like that, she fundraised her ass off. Black women for Kamala raised money. White men for Kamala raised money. We don't know how many of them voted for her actually. Because I think a lot of these motherfuckers who was a part of that whole thing were just a part of it because they saw the train going, just wanted to be a part of it, but went into the booth and voted for Orange Palpatine or didn't vote at all. Black males for Kamala, gays for Kamala, and so on. Campaign her ass off. Gathered crowds after crowds, big crowds. Again, we don't know how many of them people actually voted for her or actually voted at all or voted for Orange Palpatine. This what she had to do. Talked about Project 2025, what she gonna do for certain communities, her overall agenda, and all of that. And yet, unfortunately, America voted Orange Palpatine. That lady taking a break, and rightfully so. That lady had America say, we don't want you. We don't want you. We want Orange Palpatine and his crazy ass. And now you gonna fix your mouth to talk about what is Kamala? Why she's not doing enough? Why she's not out speeching? What more do you want her to do? She did what she's supposed to do. And America rejected that. Like, I want to know, what more do you want from her? She did her best of her ability. She ran the campaign the best of her ability. America didn't want that. And now we stuck with this piece of shit, and you see what's going on with that shit that we was trying to prevent. We wouldn't have this foolishness with her. And now you fixing your mouth to talk about where's Kamala. Man, if you don't sit your ass down.
Well, as you can see from the videos, people are not pleased. When Kamala Harris was on the campaign trail and in office, she was vocal about policies aimed at helping working-class Americans, especially marginalized communities. Harris pushed for an economy that worked for the middle class, advocating for investments in infrastructure, job creation, and economic policies that will lift families out of financial instability. And instead of people listening and embracing these policies, many chose to ignore her. And now we are witnessing massive job losses, with federal workers being fired in large numbers and losing their livelihoods. On immigration, Harris advocated for comprehensive reform, including a pathway to citizenship for dreamers and humane policies at the border. She understood the economic and social benefits of integrating undocumented workers into the legal workforce, and instead, her warnings were ignored. And now we have mass deportations under Trump's administration. We see Haitians and Venezuelans and other immigrant communities losing their TPS status, and the impact is already being felt. Farms are short on workers, businesses are struggling, and supply chains are facing disruptions. The very industries that relied on immigrant labor are now suffering because the policies Harris fought for were dismissed. Also, Harris supported tax policies that benefited middle-class Americans while ensuring the wealthiest paid their fair share. She backed tax credits for working families and opposed corporate loopholes that let billionaires avoid taxes. And now, the wealth gap is wider than ever. And with Trump's gold card citizenship policy, only the ultra-rich can fast-track their way into the country, while everyday immigrants wait in line for years. And worse still, this policy could allow criminals to buy their way into America, prioritizing money over security and fairness. Now, let's look at healthcare. Harris was a strong proponent of expanding access and lowering costs. She fought to protect Medicaid and ensure more Americans had health insurance. Now, under Trump, Medicaid is being slashed in real time, and millions are losing their health coverage. The healthcare crisis she tried to prevent is happening right before their eyes. And those who dismissed her policies are now struggling with medical bills they can't afford. On international affairs, Harris stood by NATO and supported continued aid to Ukraine, recognizing the importance of maintaining global stability. Trump, on the other hand, just embarrassed Ukrainian President Zelensky in their recent Oval Office meeting, making it clear that the US support is no longer guaranteed. The very warnings Harris gave out about weakening alliances are now playing out in real time, putting not just Ukraine, but the entire global balance of power at risk. Harris took a measured approach to the Israel-Gaza conflict, advocating for humanitarian aid and diplomatic solutions. Now, the situation has worsened, with the US struggling to navigate its role in the crisis. Meanwhile, Trump is openly threatening to take over Gaza and relocate its people. His stance has sparked outrage, as forced displacement on that scale would create a humanitarian disaster and escalate tensions in the regions even further. And now, the world is witnessing the consequences of reckless leadership on a global stage. And despite all this, people are now questioning, why is Kamala quiet? The answer, she's resting, as she should. Kamala spent years in the public eye, working tirelessly, often taking the heat for things that weren't even in her control. She faced relentless criticism, whether it was for her speeches or just existing as a woman of color in power. And now that she's taking a step back, suddenly people want to know where she is. Let's be honest, if she was still out here speaking on issues, those same critics would say she was overstepping, doing too much, or trying to stay in the spotlight. It's the same cycle that women in leadership positions, especially black women, always face. So why shouldn't she rest? Why shouldn't she step back and recharge? The reality is, she did the work. She laid out the policies, and people chose not to support her when it mattered most. And now they want answers. Let her be. Now, to be fair, some people feel like Kamala Harris has ghosted her supporters. They argue that even if she's taking time to rest, she still has a responsibility to stay engaged with the people who stood by her. Some people feel like they've been left in the dark.
If Kamala Harris gave it half of a fuck, as y'all say she does about y'all, then it is not acceptable for y'all to just say, well, she's living her life. She's not hired. She's this. She's that. We are fighting tyranny. But again, this is the same people that I've been saying. We are literally up against genocide or fascist genocide. And y'all said, well. So me asking where is Kamala after she literally wrote her entire campaign trail out on this app, after she literally disappeared and the app got banned, where are the people that she's supposed to give hope? You don't get to get in my comment section and say, y'all didn't vote for her, or y'all didn't this. First of all, you don't know who I voted for. Second of all, let me wash my mouth. My baby's in the back. I just remembered that she was there by seeing her. Second of all, this is a question of morality, a question of representation. We know we're being taxed without representation. Okay, so in the face of tyranny, the people that y'all literally, the person that y'all swear to God gave y'all hope, where is she now to give anyone hope? Where is she now to say there are still people fighting for y'all? I don't want to hear she's living her best life. She wasn't hired. Why do y'all want a black woman to do free labor? Do y'all understand how y'all sound? Just for a gotcha. Well, y'all didn't want her. Y'all didn't want her. Y'all are that's pathetic. Y'all are in a cult. A Democratic blue MAGA cult. Y'all need to understand that Democrats are now the new Republicans. Because you don't care if the country progresses. You don't care that me, a constituent, is asking, where is this person that's supposed to give us hope, that's supposed to fight for us? And that's still our fault. That's still the Palestinians' fault. Y'all are in a cult, and y'all deserve what y'all are getting.
People, when Donald Trump lost the election in 2020, this man did at least 1,000 interviews. This man was so determined to become president, he started fighting as soon as he lost. People, I don't believe it's another politician on planet Earth that went harder than Donald Trump went. Now, people, having said that, nearly half of the country voted for Kamala Harris. After Kamala Harris lost the election, she essentially ghosted everyone. She ghosted everyone that supported her. It was people that was willing to die for her. Now, people, with that being said, do you want someone like that to be your president? When they lose, they go away. They ghost everyone. Kamala Harris is acting like a sore loser. I feel bad for everyone that voted for her. If Kamala Harris really wanted to be president, she should be fighting for the people that voted for her right now. This woman should be doing interviews, podcasts. She should be doing everything. She should be going harder than Donald Trump. So to the people that voted for her, how do you feel? Do you regret your vote? And people, this is just my opinion. I feel like it's very wrong to turn your back and not address the people that supported you. The people that donated their hard-earned money to support you. You is nowhere to be found.
Now, I have to ask, what do people really expect from her right now? She's not in the driver's seat. It's not like she abandoned ship. So where is Kamala? She's doing exactly what she should be doing, resting. She fought the battles, she put in the work, and when she needed people to have her back, many of them turned away. And now, after everything, she deserves to take a step back without the same people who ignored her now demanding her presence. But I want to know, what do you think? Do you believe that she should be more visible, or do you agree that she's earned her break? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to keep the discussion going. Otherwise, that's it from me. I have another video on Joy Reid's firing from MSNBC and whether it was truly about the low ratings. And so if you enjoy such kind of videos, please click up here and enjoy. Also, consider subscribing, liking and commenting because it helps me grow my channel. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, the Joy Report out.